Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show, man. Today is the 9th of July, and I think there's about 7 games in the NBA for today. We'll go over like 5 of them. It's a couple of them that don't really, like, I don't see too much value in them, so I'm not going to talk about them on the show today. Try to be a little bit quicker of a show, but yeah, let's jump into it. So yesterday, top play of the day for me was the Portland Trail Blazers. Minus the 3 is what we got. End up going to 4, so we got the best of the number. And then I played them on the money line too, minus 150. Absolutely wet the bed, man. It like keeps me up at night. It's hard for me to sleep when I watch a team play so poor defensively. When I bet on a team and I watch them play so poor defensively, when I think about the Portland Trail Blazers, I think about a team that, I know that they're, trying to develop a new identity, but I think about a team that plays defense, a team that attack the rim, and the team that typically does a pretty good job of, protecting the rim. They turned the ball over a ton of times. They fouled a ton of times. Jovic had his career high game yesterday. Norman Powell looked great yesterday. They said Jaime Jaquez Jr. spent 3 hours. Listen to the post-game interview. He spent 3 hours yesterday, even missed walkthrough to make sure he could play in the game yesterday. So Miami Heat actually put up the best performance I ever saw last night of any team ever playing on the 5th game in 7 nights, especially coming off a win the way that they were against Charlotte the night before. So probably not fading them for the foreseeable future, but that was just a terrible way to lose. And they were still in it too. Like, just couldn't make a shot when they really needed to. I digress, man. It was tragic. It was bad, man. I was pissed last night. Let's jump into it for today, though, man. What up, Jay Sunshine says, what a game. Portland fought hard, but he didn't back down. Jovic was looking like Curry. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it too more. He says, monster game by Denny. He was unstoppable, a walking freight train. Yeah, Denny looks good. Maybe I should have just bet Denny over his points prop. I knew it was a bad spot for the Heat. I just didn't think the Heat would look. I don't even think a team's ever scored 130 points playing a 5th game in 7 nights. And Portland had no resistance last night. Just couldn't protect the rim at all. I think Miami finished with like 64 points in the paint too. What's up, Sam? Quan says, morning, Chris. Look real easy to bet the Rockets today. I'm trying to find reasons to stay away, but I can't. We'll talk about it. Travis says, when we coach, so I'm not sure what you mean there, but let's jump into it for today. So first up, we'll start with JaXon. JaXon had a 1-1 split yesterday. The look that I wrote down is still on my sticky. Right here on the sticky. I don't know if you guys can see the sticky. De'Aaron Fox over 17.5 points plus rebounds. Was an easy winner yesterday. He finished with 24 points by himself. I didn't play it. I just completely forgot about it. Did not play it. He crushed the number. Easy winner for De'Aaron Fox in his first game of the season. And then the second look was on Grayson Allen over his 3.5 assists. He finished with 3 yesterday. Finished with 3. So that was the underlook. As far as the prompt for today, same as yesterday. I want to know the best 2-player props in today, in the NBA today, based on player matchups, using only this season stats. So JaXon likes Mikal Bridges over his 3.5 assists. It is juice. This is like minus 150. I don't like those, but I guess I'll tell you guys what it says. It says he's over in his last 5 games, averaging 6 assists. So maybe you can even bump this up a little bit. Last 10 games, averaging 5.1, which is a 90% hit rate. And on the season, he's averaging 5.25, which is an 87.5% hit rate. So you got him playing his old team today in a high stakes rivalry game. I'm not sure how high stakes it is. These type of matchups often lead to increased usage and motivation from key players. His recent performance, averaging 6 assists over his last 5 games, suggests that he's fully integrated into the Knicks offense and is consistently creating opportunities for his teammates. Against the Nets defense that struggles specifically to contain playmakers in this position, this trend is highly likely to continue. So that's the first look. The second look is also juice, man. I should have probably looked at these before. Maybe I'll give you guys another one. The second look, I'll just tell you guys, maybe you want to add it to it as a parlay piece. Gary Trent Jr. over his 1.5 assists in this game. This is juice, though. It's like minus 175 is what I see. So I won't get into all of the details, but I will let it I'll read what I see while I give you guys another look for today. So it says Gary Trent Jr. is averaging 2.44 assists per game this season, which is nearly a full assist over the 1.5 line. His recent trends are exceptionally strong, showing consistent playmaking. So last 5 games, he's averaging 2.2 over 80% hit rate. Last 10 games, he's averaging 2.4 over 90% hit rate. And on the season, he's averaging 2.44, which is an 88.89% hit rate as well. So he's over 90% of his last 10 games. It says he provides a critical role for spacing for players like Giannis. Let's see. News reports highlights that players like Gary Trent Jr. are essential for floor spacers, which naturally leads to assist opportunities when defenses collapse on Giannis, who's averaging a league-leading 23 points in the paint per game. The Bucks offense is designed to leverage shooters and passers like Gary Trent Jr. when the defense focuses on the superstar. The systematic advantage combined with the Rockets' weak perimeter defense, they rank 21st, makes the over 1.5 assists a high confidence play. So that's the little analysis on Gary Trent Jr. to go over on his 1.5 assists today. I typed another prompt in, but JaXon is just thinking right now. So I don't have anything else to share at the moment. We'll see if it pops back up. If it pops back up, maybe I'll come back over here and read it to you guys. But those are the 2 looks for JaXon yesterday. JaXon feels like either goes 2-0 or 1-1. Hasn't had an 0-2 day in quite a while. But let's jump into the matchups for today. I actually want to make the show a lot shorter. Yesterday, I felt like it took a little too long. I spent a little too much time on yesterday's show. All right, let's jump into it for today, man. Hit the like button for me as you guys join. Definitely helps out the algorithm in the show. Shows a little bit of appreciation on a Sunday. Giving you guys the looks, breaking the games down. So first up, we got the Rockets. They will be in Milwaukee. Line opened at 3.5, is up to 4. Still see a 3.5 on ESPN Bet, so you still can get the 3.5. I do feel like this is priced about where it should be. Don't want to lay too many points with the Rockets on the road. The Bucks have been playing really good basketball so far. So we start with the injury report on the Rockets side of things. The Rockets will be without Fred VanVleet, of course, and Dorian Finney-Smith, who has yet to make his season debut. On the Bucks side of things, Kevin Porter Jr., Taurean Prince remains out, and then Giannis is listed as probable. I do expect him to play. So the Rockets are coming off a loss to the Spurs where they just really couldn't stop turning the ball over. This is their third straight home game, third straight road game as well, and they don't really have a look-ahead spot at all. Real quick, as far as that game goes from Friday night, I remember I didn't do a show on Friday, but I really thought the Rockets were the right side. I just didn't want to fade the Spurs at home. I know how feisty they can be on the defensive end, and I was leaning Rockets and under, and I would have been wrong on both. But the reason why I would have been wrong is because I didn't expect the Rockets to. I know that they're going to struggle with turnovers. I just didn't expect them to give up that many points off turnovers. The Rockets ended up. The reason why the game went over, it finished 231 points. The reason why it went over, in my opinion, is because of the turnovers. The Spurs and the Rockets both turned the ball over a lot, 24 times to 21 times. Teams gave up a combined 64 points off turnovers, 62 points off turnovers. So when I looked at it in this game, the Bucks don't force a lot of turnovers. They do score points off turnovers, but they don't force a lot of turnovers. I think that is a big reason why the Rockets will play well in this game. I want to bet the Rockets in a bounce back spot as well. Got the Bucks coming off a big home win against the Bulls the other day, which was a nice bounce back spot for them after losing to the Raptors. And I do think that Milwaukee, when I just think about this game, like from a logical standpoint, right? I'm like, well, the Bucks are going to typically play well when they don't have anybody when the opponent doesn't have anybody to slow down Giannis. The Rockets do. I mean, they got a bunch of rim protection. You got Jabari Smith Jr. you can throw at him. Sengun's not a poor defender. He's not going to be able to guard Giannis. Kevin Durant's down there. Josh Okogie, somebody. I mean, like they got bodies. Steven Adams. They got bodies that can protect the rim. So I know it's really difficult to fade Giannis, but I would probably be looking towards Giannis under his points. The other thing is Miami plays again tomorrow in Dallas. they play in Dallas tomorrow as well. So that'll be a game where I'm expecting, Giannis to feast, because Dallas doesn't have a lot of rim protection right now with all their bigs being hurt. So Houston has been really, really good in the first quarter, in the first half. That's the way I want to play them. I haven't made the bet yet, but that's probably what I'm going to end up playing. You can get first quarter minus -0.5 point. You can get the first half minus 1.5 points as well. And really quickly, I'll just show you guys this, and then we'll get to the next game. But I do want to go over. I keep telling you guys about this. I'm using it every single game to handicap. It's been something that I think is going to have a lot of benefit on the season. So this is Money Baller. You guys can go here, team comparison. You can see that the Bucks they typically start off slow. You can see that they are 2-7 in the first half against the spread, and the Rockets are 5-3 in the first half. And if they're on the road as a favorite, they're 3-1. So you can get them, minus a bucket in the first half. I like that a lot. I do think that they'll be able to score the basketball. I think that they'll be able to limit Giannis as well. So if the 3-point shots aren't falling, then the Bucks, I think, could really, really struggle. I think Houston could win the game, as well. But I want to take Houston early in this game. So that's my thought process on this one. Is Bucks first quarter, Bucks first half. Didn't really look too much in the player props because I like those a little bit more than any player prop that I was going to be able to find. Except, like I said, Giannis, I think he could potentially struggle in this game. Points, rebounds, and assists probably super inflated, based off the Chicago game, where Chicago doesn't have a lot of rim protection, and this is the opposite of that. So that's my thought process on this game. Really quickly, let me just see if I can find a points, rebounds, and assist line for Giannis. I know he at the crib. I know it's difficult to fade Giannis at the crib. I understand all that, but I would be looking towards Giannis under 48.5. You can get a juice 49.5 at -125. I think that's the way I'll be looking to play. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. We'll keep it moving to the next game. Yeah, man. Boy, it's gonna be a wild for I bet Portland tomorrow, and Portland gonna be in a pretty good situational spot tomorrow too. I think they play Orlando, and they probably will bounce back in that game. It's really hard for me to bet on the team when I see them play. When I see them have such a terrible defensive performance, though, you can't give up 130 with a team playing fifth game in 7 nights, missing Bam Adebayo, knowing Jaime Jaquez Jr. has a sprained ankle. Knowing Norm Powell is going through some injuries as well. Like, that was kind of crazy. Jaime Jaquez Jr. looked like Allen Iverson last night, man. But I digress. Like I said, I don't really want to talk about that game no more. What's up, Solo? Appreciate you for tapping in. What's up, Charles? Mikal Bridges overs 1.5 threes for Trevor. Ja under 1.5 threes per Dutch. Lakers let me down, but the Nuggets got me to the window last night. Yeah, the Lakers looked terrible last night, man. OKC runs the NBA. Charles says he appreciates the first quarter. I got a Philly play for the early today as well. I don't know if people gonna like it, but I do got a little Philly play for it today as well, man. We'll talk about it in just a second. What's up, for real? Appreciate you for tapping in. Sidebar. Will Jaden McDaniels' mom pull up to the game without him the quarterback? Will she show up? She'll probably be back next year. She seemed very invested in her son, not so much into the team. That's my thought process. Let's see. Like I said yesterday, what else should I say? What's up, Billy? Appreciate you for tapping in. Yeah, they really do need a point guard. They do. I saw somebody say they should trade Capella for a point guard. Try to get something, but we'll see, man. We'll see. I think Reed Shepard will grow into his role too. Everybody wants the Rockets to be so successful right now, but every team has holes, man. You just go. There's things that you're gonna need. And the Rockets, I think the point guard play will get better over the season, and it's not even gonna matter against teams that suck defensively either. So, and teams that don't pressure the ball. What up, Chad? He says Rockets. I agree. I do agree. Yeah, boy, I'm not fading them. For a while. G421. Greg says Tari Eason threes and Reed points. Tari Eason is looking like a 6 man of the year candidate. I don't know if he's gonna win it. Carlos says I choose Houston if they're making threes. What's Bucks defense on 3-point percentage? Real quick, let's look at that. The Bucks are And the crazy thing about Houston is like their offense continues to be good. It's just they turn the ball over. Kevin Durant had 8 turnovers in that game. And like I said, the reason why I like the Bucks to bounce, the reason why I like Houston in this game is the Bucks just won. So it could be a little bit of a letdown. Not a letdown spot, but like a little bit of a, like you kind of feeling yourself after a win. Houston coming off a loss. You really want to bet against them coming off a loss. The Bucks, so Houston turns the ball over, the 3rd highest rating in the NBA. The Bucks forced the 5th fewest turnovers. The Bucks are pretty good defensively from the 3-point line, though. They are 8th in opponent 3-point frequency and 3-point accuracy, and 10th and above the break 3-point frequency. It's not like Houston shoots a bunch of threes, though. They shoot it well, but they don't shoot a bunch. They actually shoot the fewest threes, and they shoot it at the highest percentage right now, 42.7%. But only 29% of their shots are coming from the 3-point line. So Houston's not shooting a ton of threes, but when they shoot them, they do make them. And that's probably a credit to, just good ball movement when they are having success on the offensive end. 77 Figure says experiment is over. Thompson is not a point guard. Udoka needs to fix it now. Bucks getting 5 at home. I like it. Okay. Ben Thompson points because he'll be guarded by little boys today. He will get some smaller guys guarding him. I agree. Mark says Houston minus 3.5 meet. Houston first half. They come out swinging after a loss. I agree with that, Jim. That's what I like. I like Houston first quarter and first half. And I already talked about where you can get those numbers at. All right, next game up. OKC and the Grizzlies. Game we played at Memphis. The last time we saw this OKC team playing in Memphis was last year when we bet, well, not we, but I know some people tell the bet. We bet OKC to sweep Memphis in the first round of the playoffs last year. They absolutely got the job done, but it was a whew. I don't know if y'all remember that bet. I remember that bet. I vividly remember that bet. OKC was down 20 in the first half and ended up coming back and winning that game. Remember, Ja got hurt. After Ja got hurt, he said, I had just figured him out. I always find it funny when players talk trash to the Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't know if y'all saw Russ. Russ said that Shea couldn't guard him. And they lost by 31 points the other night. But anyway, I digress, man. All right, so you got the Oklahoma City Thunder in this game. Coming back to Memphis. Dort is listed as questionable for this game. He did not play in that game in Sacramento on Friday night, I do not believe. Aaron Wiggins is out. Topic continues to be out. No Kendrick Williams, no Jalen Williams, of course. And then on the Memphis side of things, Santi Aldama is questionable. And then they still got all the other guys that are still listed out. No Scottie Pippen Jr., no Ty Jerome, no Zach Edey, no Brandon Clark. So this is a big number to lay with OKC on the road here. Now Memphis is not great, right? They did get a win, but it was against Dallas. Like they smoked Dallas. Before that, they were absolutely getting smoked. They beat Dallas by 14 on Friday, and this is their 4th straight home game. So they have been comfortably at the crib in Memphis. I don't want to lay this big of a number with OKC. I know that they can win this game by this many points, but they are playing their 4th game in 6 nights, and most of those games have come on the road as well. Before Sacramento, I think they were on the road as well. They were in LA because they played the Clippers. So not a lot of travel in all these games, but it's a big number to lay on the road. I like OKC early though. I do think that they get the job done and clean up Memphis early. I did look at it, and Memphis team total is super low, 53.5. But the reason why their team total is 53.5, in my opinion, is because OKC, looking at the numbers, they are the best. They are the best first half defensive team in the league. Memphis is 27th in offensive ranking in the first half. The Memphis Grizzlies are only better than the Utah Jazz, the Indiana Pacers, and the Dallas Mavericks, specifically in the first half. Memphis is also 7-3 to the under in their first half, to their first half team total under this season as well. And I got all this off Moneyballer. If you guys are interested in checking it out, like I said, the link is in the description. So I thought about Memphis team total under. 53.5 just seems a little bit too low. That's exactly what OKC is giving up in the first half. Coming off a big win, I'm not sure if they'll be super locked in defensively, but I don't trust Memphis to be able to score the basketball. So then I pivoted and I said, well, what about OKC first half? They're the second best first half net rating team in the NBA behind only I think it's the Denver Nuggets in the first half. Denver has like a plus 15.7 net rating in the first half, and Memphis I think it's plus 12.3. And then I looked at Memphis. OKC is a plus 12.3 in this first half, which is second behind Denver. Memphis is 25th in net rating at a minus 7.5. So OKC first half has been a thing. They've done really well in the first half. Even if they come out and are lackadaisical in the first quarter, they've been kind of turning up in that second quarter as well. So real quick before I go through the comments, that's the way I thought about this game. I want to be on the Grizzlies early. I'm not the Grizzlies, the Thunder early. Real quick, the Thunder this season, let's see what their point differential is in the second quarter specifically. Let's see. So they are, they're +3 in the first quarter. They're +3 in the second quarter, which is about right where this line is. In road games, they are a +3 in the first quarter and a +4 in the second quarter. So that's a +7 differential. I like Thunder. I think they can get the job done early in this game. Yeah, defensively, for whatever reason, the second quarter has been their best quarter. They're allowing just 25 points in the second quarter. So that's my thought process there. I do think Ja's going to be in hell today as well, even at home. That's just what OKC does. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. What was that? Let's go back to this comment from Chad. He says Bucks don't have a prayer without the drives and kicks to Giannis and open threes swing. Yeah, I said the same thing. Yeah, I agree. And I think you always want to get the Rocket. You want to get good teams off a loss, right? Good team. Matter of fact, that's a trend. I didn't even think about this. Good teams off a loss. Road favorites in previous loss, and road favorites. Let's see. Yeah, they cover about 54% of the time. If we just look at since post-COVID, just 51% of the time. Let's go regular season. Yeah, about 51% of the time. So far this season, not great. 7 and 13 against the numbers so far. This is road favorites coming off a loss. Oh, I'm sorry, I messed that up. So road favorites coming off previous loss as a favorite. Yeah, still not great this season though. Only 3 and 10 against the number. So we'll see. I'm not thinking of betting the full game anyway. All right, sun came down. All right, let's go. Rockets have plenty of bodies for Giannis and won't need to double. I agree with that. Jam says this one has to be over. Grizzlies will play fast and get no stops. But will they contribute offensively? One thing I was looking at, Jam, I'm glad you mentioned this. One thing I was looking at with the Grizzlies, they've actually been an under team because their offense just hasn't necessarily bought it this season. And do we really want to take the risk of betting the over when the Grizzlies can't score the basketball? The Grizzlies are 6-4 to the under this season. They've actually stayed under their point total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight games. The Grizzlies have gone under their point total. 114 to the Suns, 112 to the Lakers, 104 to the Raptors, 106 to the Pistons, 109 to the Rockets, and they did get to 118 against the Mavericks, but they haven't been an over team. All right. What's up, Chappie Funk? Appreciate you for tapping in. 77 figures says Thunder on machine. Grizzly don't care about defense. The Thunder minus 10.5, the top play today. Does OKC get to their team total 121? I'm not sure, man. Not touch double-digit spreads on either side. I couldn't talk you off. That's why I'll cut it in half. If I play OKC, it'll be early. Not messing with that back door. Not messing with the back door at all. All right. Let's go to the next one, which is the Magic and the Celtics. Line open. I think this was at 3. I think it opened at 3 or 4. It's down to 3.5. I saw this cut touch 2.5 earlier. It looks like it's coming back up now. Total hasn't really moved. 228 opener. Looks like 227.5. I wrote down 226.5. So it has come up a little bit. So we look at the injury report for the Celtics. They will still be shorthanded. Tatum. I mean, just Tatum. I'm sorry. So I'm guessing that they do get Xavier Tillman back. He missed the last game for personal reasons, I think. And then on Orlando side, they'll have everybody as well. Mo Wagner is the only person that will be out. He hasn't played yet this season. So, I mean, I can give you guys all the trends and like the numbers and stuff, but I think what's more important is just like the way that the game went the other day. I was looking into this yesterday. So we'll start with the numbers. So Boston has not been good on the road. They're 1-4 against the spread on the road. They're 1-4, I think, as a dog as well. Just 3-7 against the spread overall. So they have been a little bit over priced by the market. The last 3 games for Boston, when they haven't been playing against the Wizards, they've lost all 3. They took a loss to Orlando on Friday in the Cup game. They lost to Utah as a 10.5-point home favorite, and they lost to Houston as a 4.5-point home dog. But that was a terrible spot. That was 5th game in 7 nights. That was 2 Saturdays ago when we were on Houston in that spot. Orlando also hasn't been playing super well, but they did get a win in that last game, of course. They're 1-3 against the spread at the crib, 3-6 against the spread overall, playing their 2nd straight home game, first end of a back-to-back. They do have the Portland Trailblazers coming to town tomorrow. Orlando won on Friday, in my opinion. When I was looking into the game, I think the biggest reason that they won was they were finally able to knock down some threes. They shot 17 for 36 from the 3-point line for 47%, which is crazy because that's Orlando's best 3-point shooting game, of course, of the season. They had a 126.8 offensive rating as well, which was their 2nd highest on the season behind the Charlotte game, with Charlotte giving it up to everybody. Defensively, they still have not really been super amazing, even though they were able to hold the Boston Celtics to 45% from the field and 35% from the 3-point line in that last game. I kind of feel like Orlando can do the same thing that they did in the last game. I'm not sure they're going to shoot 47% from the 3-point line. I kind of feel like because I don't expect them to shoot that well or 50% from the field, I think that they'll be able to win and cover, but I think this one will go under. I think Orlando can win this game with their defense and not necessarily their offense. As long as you go at the 3-point line, which, I mean, they guarded the 3-point line pretty well. As long as you can get back in transition, Boston will try to get out and push and run. This is not the same Boston team, man. We continue to say it over and over again. Getting Xavier Tillman back might help a little bit, but Orlando still has a lot of advantage in the front court, in my opinion. And I do like that they're finally, able to get to the crib before playing the last game against Boston. On Friday, they had a couple days to kind of work through some things, and the trajectory for Orlando, I think, is going to be on the up and up, whereas I still don't really trust Boston on the road right now. So that's my thought process on this game. Didn't really look into player props, but this is, I think, a game that I do want to kind of find a player prop for. Let's see. Mitchell says, a new day, new opportunity. Can everybody take a second and press the like button for Chris? Appreciate that, Mitchell, for sure. Hit that like button for me if you guys can. James says, maybe OKC team total then. Good point on the Grizzlies offense. They are at home, so maybe they can get something going. That's the thing, though, Jam. They've been at home. It's their 4th straight home game. Grizzlies have not been able to get anything going at the crib. 4th straight home game. Then you got the best defensive team in the league coming in. Granted, OKC is playing 4th and 6th nights, but I just don't trust. I don't trust Memphis offensively. Jock Landale and KCP, not for my money. Not for their team total. Nah. Chad says Magic starting to round in the form or just quality of competition. I think you probably agree with this, Chad. I think Orlando will struggle against teams that are quick and fast, like the Atlanta Hawks are. I think that they won't really struggle that much. I think they'll struggle with teams that can turn them over as well because they're playing so fast. But that's not the case with Boston. Boston ain't out there forcing a bunch of turnovers, Boston don't got like shifty players that can get to the rim outside of Jaylen Brown, like Derek White and Peyton Pritchard, not trying to go down there and not super athletic guards, in my opinion. Let's see. Chad says, shout out to the Phoenix Suns and the Hawks, by the way. Great games yesterday. Brian says he's on the opposite side. He likes the Celtics plus 3.5. Giddy was definitely ice skating. Giddy's on the injury report because of that last night, because of what DeAndre Hunter did to him, just FYI. We'll see if he plays. I forgot who Chicago plays, but they got a pretty tough matchup, I think, in the next game when I was looking ahead. Magic or nada, I agree. Magic looked good in that last one. That being said, can't fade Orlando in Orlando. Orlando minus 2.5. Safety play. Okay. Vaughn says, I don't feel confident enough in either of these teams to take a side. Probably take Jaylen Brown. His usage has been high. Got to check Orlando's defense versus position. Okay, I can see it. All right, next game up. Let's go through Pistons and the 76ers. Maybe the game of the day today. So this line opened at 2 yesterday. 2.5. I think 2.5 is what I saw initially. So money has come in on Detroit. I wasn't really thinking about it from that perspective. I probably should have got there with Detroit. I did not play it though. But we start with the injury report, and I do think that's important to note in this game. So Detroit, remember, they've been without Tobias Harris for a while. I think this will be his third or fourth straight game he's missed. And now you're also down, Isaiah Stewart. He's listed as doubtful in this game as well. I think he rolled his ankle in that last game. Karis LeVert listed as probable. Jaden Ivey, I think, will be Jaden Ivey and Marcus Sasser will continue to be out for quite a while. And then on the Philly side of things, they can submit the injury report late, of course. They're playing on the second leg of back-to-back. We don't expect Embiid to be in there, of course. Philly is coming off a nice win yesterday. They were able to, beat and cover against the Toronto Raptors. That first quarter was so easy yesterday. It ended with 75 points on a total that was 57.5, 58, depending on where you were shopping. So Detroit has looked like absolute money, right? 7-2 straight up, 7-2 against the spread. They've been really, really good since that Cleveland game where they just really didn't compete at all. They also 3-1 against the spread on the road so far this season. And they're playing on the first leg of a back-to-back, but they have the most meaningless opponent tomorrow, which is the Washington Wizards. That'll be waiting for them when they get back to Detroit. Detroit has won 5 in a row. They've covered all 5 spreads, but this kind of feels like the Lakers, in my opinion. This kind of feels like the Lakers going into Atlanta yesterday. The only difference is Philly is coming off a win, whereas Atlanta was coming off a loss. Do we still get that same effort and energy and intensity from Detroit? I can't talk people off for playing Detroit. I do think that they are the better team, and they're catching Philly in a really bad spot too. Philly's playing second leg of back-to-back, 3rd and 4th, and 4th and 6th. They are 3-1 though. Philly's 3-1 against the spread at the crib, 7-1-1 against the spread overall. They have been really, really good at covering these spreads. Detroit did take 2 of the 3 last season. They covered 2 of the 3 last season against this Philly team. So a couple different thought processes here. I do think that Philly wins the game. I do think that Detroit wins the game. I think it'll be difficult for Detroit for Philly to kind of maintain and be able to slow down Cade Cunningham, who's having a MVP. I wouldn't say MVP, but I guess you could throw Cade Cunningham in the MVP conversation right now. Definitely having an all-star season. Jalen Duren is killing it, averaging 21 and I think it was 21 and 20. Was it? Oh, 19 and 11. That's what it was. 19 and 11 is what Jalen Duren is averaging over his last 5 games. So I looked at his points plus rebounds. They are right about at that number. So I didn't play on Jalen Duren. It's a couple things I do like in this game though. I'm interested in Philly first quarter or Philly first half. I think that all the money coming in on Detroit, so the line just continues to get bigger. I think that they can compete early in this game. When I look at Detroit, they can struggle with guards. VJ, Tyrese Maxey, Kelly Oubre. What's the guy named that had the triple-double last night? I can't think of his name right now, but even him, I think that those guys can Trenton Wofford is his name. I couldn't think of his name for some reason. I think they can struggle with some of those guards. I don't look at Duncan Robinson as being a great defender. Cade Cunningham solid on the defensive end. But I do think that Philly's going to be able to score the basketball. I think Maxey's going to have a big game in this one as well. And then the other thing is Detroit, they do get off the slow starts. They were they even winning against the Brooklyn Nets the other day? I think they were losing at the end of the first quarter, end of the first half. So a lot of people are not going to think like this, but Detroit, if you go in and look at the numbers, they actually, I said this already, but they're the best second half team in the NBA so far. So the longer the game goes on, the more I think it favors them. But I think Philly, 4th best in that rating in the first half. I think they can keep it close. I think they could potentially be winning at halftime and then run out of gas in this game. Detroit's 21st in the first half rating overall. So down a couple bigs, I think Philly will come out. I think they'll be ready for this game as well. And I am expecting Embiid not to play, which leads me to Bonner. I think he's going to struggle in this game. He'll be starting at center more than likely for the Philadelphia 76ers. Bonner points plus rebounds is at 10.5, minus 114 on DraftKings. He's under in 8 of his 9 games so far this season. Detroit is top 3 in opponent rim frequency and accuracy, and that's the only place that Bonner scores. He gets 86% of his points at the rim. The other 14% probably come from the free throw line. And I don't think Detroit's going to foul him. So we'll see. Jalen Duren, he hasn't really gotten in foul trouble a lot this season, but if he gets in foul trouble, I think that's another angle towards Philly first half as well. So that's my thought process. I think Detroit will win the game. I think Philly first half would be the other look in this game for me. Let's see. Wait on Embiid out official and give me Sixers plus the points. Chad says Mark says he's played the 2.5. So you guys could nice little middle there. Mo Gay went crazy last night, man. Brian says on my way to Philly now to go to this game. Nice. Brian says I got Pistons minus 3.5 this morning. I'm sure Embiid out is mostly baked in, but when officially out, should get some Pistons action and hopefully get plus 5.5 or better come tip time. And I'm thinking the same way you're thinking, Chad. The only difference is I think it'll be a little bit more. I want Philly in the first half just in case they do run out of gas. And when you look at the Pistons so far this season, excuse me, they're giving up 52 points in the second half, but they're giving up 58 points in the first half. So, like I said, I think the longer the game goes on, the more it favors them specifically. I don't know what's being said at halftime, but they are +4 in the third quarter. The Pistons are, and they are +4 in the fourth quarter as well. So they're +8 in the second half. Whereas in the first half, they're not even winning. They're actually getting outscored by an average of 4.7 points per first quarter. They're not doing well in the first quarter. Second quarter, they're +3, but I don't know. For some reason, they're coming out starting slow. So I like Philly early. K points, rebounds, and assists, or his points plus rebounds. His assist line is pretty high. I did look at that, Jam. It's 9.5, and I don't know. I don't really want to get there with that. I don't think that they rebound better, but I think that they are better defensively. I think they are. Well, the numbers actually prove that they're better defensively. I was looking into it. I've been sharing this on the show, and I still got it pulled up, matter of fact. So with Embiid off the floor, they have a 114 defensive rating with Embiid off the floor. With Embiid on the floor, they have a 124 defensive rating. So games have been going over with Embiid on the floor, which we saw last night. Embiid had a good game last night too. He almost had 30. But games have been going over with Embiid on the floor. They've been going under with Embiid off the floor so far this season. Their defense gets better. Offense is not as good. They got a 124 offensive rating with Embiid on the floor, and it drops down to a 120 with Embiid off the floor. Appreciate you hyping me, mate. Right back at you, my brother. Let's see. Appreciate you, Adam. 77 figures says 77. He says 77 figures says 76ers plus the 4 at home spooky Sunday spot. Embiid like Frankenstein. All right, let's keep going. Next game up. Last game I want to talk about is the Timberwolves and the Kings. I'll give you guys my thoughts on the other two, but not strong opinions at all. So Timberwolves and Kings. Game to be played in Sacramento. This one even is really difficult to handicap as well because the bonus is listed as questionable. Of course, no Keegan Murray. And then Terrence Shannon is listed as questionable for the Minnesota Timberwolves as well. Minnesota is playing the first leg of a back-to-back. They got a game against Utah tomorrow, and they just beat Utah by 40, like legit 40. No exaggeration. So no real look-ahead spot. The Sacramento Kings are coming off a 31-point loss. So both of these teams coming off, the opposite. One of them won by 40, the other one lost by 31. Kings lost by 31, of course, to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are playing their third straight home game. They just really struggled defensively in that game, giving up 132 points. If Sabonis doesn't come back, I do think Minnesota can have their way in this spot as well. The other thing that was crazy to note, and I remember this from last year, over the last couple years actually, going back to the De'Aaron Fox days, this Kings team, for whatever reason, they play Minnesota tough in Minnesota. But when they're at home, Minnesota always seems to win. So these teams played 4 times last season. The home team lost every single game. They didn't cover any of the spreads. All 4 matchups went over the total. All 4 went over. All 4 road teams won. So that says Minnesota team total over. OKC is allowing 122. I'm sorry, not OKC. Sacramento is allowing 122 points per game. Minnesota offense looked very fluent in that last game as well. I think they should be able to run it up in this spot as well. Man, I know the Kings will be looking to play better defense, but Doug Christie got his work cut out, man. I don't think he got the troops over there to do what he wanted to be done. Kind of the same way that Mike Brown didn't have the troops over there to do what he wanted to be done either. This team is not like focused on playing a lot of defense. Their offense also struggles too, though, which makes it difficult because I really wanted to get to an over here. It is going up. I don't think I could get there, though. I don't think I could get there. I consider first half over. Sacramento's 8-1 to the over in the first half, and throughout their first 9 games. Minnesota's also 7-2 to the over. Could be feeling themselves. The Timberwolves could be beating the way that they beat Utah in that last game. The Timberwolves are also 3-1 to the over in road games as a favorite so far this season as well. Offense has been coming out and been clicking. I just worry about the Kings. The Kings are one of the bottom 10 offensive rated teams at home this season. And when you got Westbrook out there jacking up threes, you don't know if they're going in or going out. He could go 1 for 5 or he could go 4 for 4. Like, it's no idea. Like, it's really difficult for me to bet on the Kings, man. And then I also want to know if Sabonis is going to play. So I'm just giving you guys my thoughts on the game. Not one that I'm going to be playing at all. The other 2 games on the board for today that I didn't make graphics for because I just want to give you guys quick thoughts were, let's see. Other 2 games were the Brooklyn Nets and New York Knicks. Line open 15 up to 15.5. Totals come down from 229.5 down to 227. I did look into the game. Cam Thomas, of course, is out on the Brooklyn Nets side of things. Their team total continues to cash to the under, but they almost got there in that last game. I think it's about the same total it is today as well. 108.5 was their team total, and I think they got the 107 against the Brooklyn Nets against the Detroit Pistons on Friday night. So short travel here. The team total for today is 105.5. I can't get there. That's a little bit too low, but the Knicks can come in here and do whatever it is that they want. When I was looking into the game, the thing that jumped out to me the most was what did I write in my notes? So Brooklyn 1-3 on the road so far this season, just 3-6 against the spread. Knicks perfect 5-0 ATS at the crib so far this season. They're coming off back-to-back 17-point and 23-point wins versus Minnesota. And I forgot who they play in the Wizards before that. This is their 4th straight home game of at least a 7-game homestand. Knicks have also have 3 days of rest before this game, so they could kind of name their number. The Knicks are at least on a 10-game win streak against the Brooklyn Nets as well. So in my opinion, there's no reason to really fade the Knicks in this spot. I know it's a big number, but Brooklyn has lost 3 of their last 4 games by 16 points or more. They're the worst first half team in the NBA, so I did consider Knicks first half minus 9.5. That's the only way that I would play this game. Short lean towards Knicks first half, being able to, kind of run this version of the Brooklyn Nets team off the floor and have a double-digit lead at halftime. That's the way that I would play this game. I think they also should dominate inside. The Brooklyn Nets are absolutely getting killed inside. Their bottom 5 in opponent frequency and accuracy at the rim throughout their first few games this season. So that could be, whoever you want to play on the Brooklyn Nets side of the New York Knicks side of things to attack the rim. All right, so that's my thoughts on that game. And then the other game that I didn't touch on was the which one was it? Oh, Indiana and OKC. Indiana and Golden State. So line open 13.5. It's actually Indiana is actually taking some money down to 12.5. I told you guys yesterday I was going to be looking towards Golden State, but Steph is still listed as questionable. And then the Pacers haven't really, played any. They haven't really submitted the injury report yet as of late either. So that makes this one difficult. I know Nembhard came back yesterday. He could potentially not play on the second leg of a back-to-back. Quinn Jackson, we'll see what happens with the injury report, but the Pacers are still very, very depleted. They are 2-2 against the spread on the road so far this season. Coming out of altitude, I think you just look towards their team total under 108.5. They didn't get to that number yesterday against Detroit, against Denver. This is the second worst offensive rated team in the NBA, playing on the second leg of back-to-back, coming out of altitude as well, against a Golden State team that not only has revenge, but are also coming off back-to-back losses. The Warriors have lost back-to-back games to the Kings and to the Nuggets. Steph playing or not, I think Golden State should be able to lock in and take some pride on the defensive end. Draymond also mentioned in his post-game interview that he feels like the team's defense is kind of when the team's defense has been that bad, he feels like he's kind of failed the team. So I do think that, we get a really good effort from the Golden State Warriors in this spot. I think that could be a little bit of motivation. Maybe even Pacers team total under in the first half, especially with Golden State coming off a loss to this team just 9 days ago. Golden State has actually held back-to-back opponents under the 108.5 though for the full game in their last 2 home games. Their last 2 home games came against the Clippers and the Phoenix Suns, and they were coming off a bad loss in that Phoenix Suns game as well. So look towards Indiana first half team total under or full game team total under. I think the Warriors play defense in this game, even if Steph doesn't play. I think I like it better if Steph doesn't play, honestly. So that's my thought process on those 2 games. Yeah, just something real quick, 77. Let's see. And that is it, man. That is it. Laquan says I was thinking Knicks over 63.5 at halftime. That's a lot of points, but I can understand it. Ron says Wolves team total over. Russ playing 35 minutes a night. Nobody could imagine him getting them many minutes. Tough game. Yeah, it's a fact. This game's gonna go Sacramento. Sacramento goes behind first half and then claws back, still lose. I can see that. Sabonis, I'm not sure where he at, but he is on the injury report. All right, that's it, man. That is it. Still end up taking a little longer than I thought I would, but it's all good. Let's see. All right, so quick recap before we get out of here, man. And I don't even know how I did that. I guess I put the comments on the screen. I didn't know you could do that. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Regular size, tall, wide. That's pretty cool. Small, big. All right, cool. I'm learning on the fly, man. All the looks that we talked about. Pick whatever it is that you like, man. Sundays are spooky in the NBA. It's kind of like the Lakers being in Atlanta, man. But whatever it is that you like, man, I hope you guys cash. I didn't play anything yet, but these are the ways that I'm looking. The link is in the description if you guys want the official plays. Link is also in the description if you guys want the resources. They're all listed in the description of the video. Best of luck on your Sunday action, NFL card as well. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow, man. We'll be back tomorrow. I think it's about 10 games tomorrow as well. We'll be back for those, man. Enjoy your Sunday. I'll catch you guys in the next one.